Hi guys, welcome back to the Drive Life channel. In today's video we're going to be discussing towing on your P3 Volvo. Now those of you in the UK may or may not know that the towing laws have now changed. As of December the 16th 2021, anybody can now tow a trailer. Before you used to have a separate license for towing a trailer, or you were limited quite heavily on the weight of trailer that you could do without having to take an extra license. Now they've completely changed it so you can tow pretty much anything, but I'm going to be talking to you guys about what you can tow with these P3 Volvos. So this is obviously my 2009 Volvo S80 D5, so the Geartronic TF80 SC transmission and the 205 horsepower variant of the D5. This one's got the Polestar, but this is the base engine. This is what it is. Now what you can tow will vary depending on the age and engine choice of your car. Now these D5s are all sort of the best for towing, so I'll check if you don't have a D5, perhaps you have a 1.6 Drive E, your towing weight's going to be reduced. Check that out before you do it. Don't just take my word for it. But regarding these D5s, and I think the D4s as well have a slightly reduced towing capacity, but these D5s, yeah, they're absolutely fine. So if you've got a D5 from 2007 onwards, then you can tow the weights I'm about to discuss. So like I said, there used to be a limit of 750 kilos that you could tow on your car, or depending on the weight of the car you could tow more if you're towing a caravan. Now that's been completely taken away, so you can actually tow up to 8,000 kilos combined vehicle and trailer weight. So for this car that weighs 1,800 kilos, you could tow perhaps another 6 ton on it if it was able to. Now fortunately this car isn't able to, and I don't think towing 6 tons in a car like this is a very good idea at all. In fact, it's illegal. But what can you tow? So there's 2 different weights that you can tow on these cars, and it's very important to make sure that you're getting the right weight. The first one is the unbraked weight. Now what that means is if you're towing a trailer or a caravan that doesn't have brakes fitted, the maximum you can tow is 750 kilos on this car, and that's because the brakes on the car can't cope with anything extra. So you've got an extra 3/4 of a ton you can work with the car fully loaded, and yeah, you don't want to be towing anything more than that without any brakes on your trailer. Now trailer brakes are quite interesting. What they do is they work, so when you connect the trailer, the mass of the trailer pushing forward as the car brakes basically works the brakes on the trailer, so it slows the trailer down, and as a result you can tow up to 2 tons in these P3 cars with the D5. I think the other cars, the smaller engines, can tow 1,800 kilos, but check that before you do it. Interestingly, the previous generation S80 could only tow 1,800 kilos, so it's a 200 kilo increase since for this generation, which is really good. Now personally, I've towed with this car I've towed a fair bit with a car trailer. I think we've probably had 1,800 kilos, and it has been fantastic. These cars make fantastic tow cars. It's part of the reason why you have the self-leveling rear shocks in the back here. What it does is once you put the weight on the tow bar, the car squats down and then will lift itself up so that the car remains level. What that does, it gives you the same amount of suspension travel on the rear, so you don't get a harder ride. Also means that your headlights aren't pointing up and blinding everyone as well, so that's quite a useful feature that comes on these cars. Don't get me wrong, they're very expensive to replace at £550 each, but that's the reason I chose to replace them, is that if I want to do any towing, they're designed for it basically. Nivermats are the same, although I think you better check the maximum weight for Nivermat suspension cars. I don't think it's any different, but just have a look on that. But what's really important is to make sure you've got the right tow bar. Now my tow bar is rated up to 3.5 tons, so I've got no issues pulling the maximum weight for this car. But not all tow bars are created equally. Some of them are designed just for bike racks, or unbraked trailer weights. So the 750 just tripped over a stump there. the 750 kilos. So check that first, and also check that you have the right electrics. I went for a 7-pin because I don't tow caravans. So there's, in the UK there's 7 pins and 13 pins. What the 7-pin is essentially a basic trailer. 13-pin is a caravan, so the extra pins power the ancillaries in the caravan, such as your fridge, lighting, etc. While you're on the move. So yeah, bear that in mind. And then you've got your different classes of tow bar here as well, which tells you what you need, what you can and can't tow. So this one's rated. That 350 kilos is the amount of weight that you can put on directly downwards on this. So if I wanted to have a bike rack with some incredibly heavy bikes, I could. So it's quite a high spec tow bar, and definitely a good investment. Now you can get detachable tow bars and you can get the folding tow bar from Volvo. I didn't go for either of those. They're very expensive, and for £270 I had this one fitted at a local company, and it's been fantastic. And also it provides a good little sort of extra bumper if you're reversing up to like a wall or a barrier or something. You can use it to feel, because we don't have parking sensors on this car, so a couple of times it's been used, should we say. Nothing major to the point where it will damage the sort of the capability of it, but yeah, so that's just an overview really of what you can tow nowadays. Now it's all changed. It was meant to happen in November, but it was cancelled because there was a lot of uproar from trucking companies, etc., saying, well, is it really a good idea if we just let general people tow massive weights on their cars? But I think if you take the right precautions, definitely get sort of some towing lessons. If you've never towed before, they're still offered, or perhaps just do your research on the right type of trailer. Make sure obviously everything you're towing is all legitimate and roadworthy. That's a big thing, especially the police now are focusing on it now that everyone's towing, so bear that in mind. But what it does do is mean that you can use your cars more, which I think is quite good. I'm quite happy about it. Before, it was only people who got their licence before the 31st of January 1997 that could have this towing capabilities. So it's nice to see that everyone can now have it. Yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on this change in legislation. I personally quite welcome it. I think it makes it a lot easier. Mrs DL can now tow. She'd never do it when I wasn't with her, but it's just nice that if I was been driving for 9 hours with a big load on the back, she could take over legally, and there wouldn't be too much of an issue. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Be interested to know what you guys think. But yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.